Your Excellency, President of Republic of Indonesia, Your Excellency, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia, Your Excellency, Heads of States and Government, distinguished members and delegations, ladies and gentlemen, may the peace of Allah be upon you all. It is with renewed pleasure that I take a part here once again in this Bali Democracy Forum, which I'm attending for the past couple years. I believe this is about timely relevant in the world today that democracy has become universally accepted as the most efficacious and desirable system of a government. First, please allow me to thank the government of Indonesia, and in particular our host, His Excellency President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, for the warm hospitality we have received and for this forum's excellent organizations. Again, it is a privilege for me to join you here, and I thank you indeed for personal invitations. Mr. President, democracy is seen as one of the ultimate ideas that modern civilizations strive to create and preserve. Democracy as a system of governments is supposed to allow extensive representations and inclusiveness of as many people and views as possible to fit into the functioning of a fair and just society. Democratic principles run in line with the ideals of universal freedoms such as the rights of free speech. Importantly, democracy supposedly serves to check uncountable power and manipulations by the few at the expense of the many, because fundamentally, democracy is seen as a form of governance by people for the people. This is often implemented through elected representatives, which therefore requires two transparent and fair elections in order to achieve legitimacy. The question is, does democracy promote peace and create stability? We are told continuously that it does, and it really does. A right applied democracy will create a regional stability, even there are no exact mutual formula that state how democracy can go hand in hand with stability. We believe that each countries have their own way. In that sense, our efforts in Brunei today in promoting democracy to create peace and stability is already well underway. We believe that in promoting peace and stability, tough, carefully planned steps will be very successful at the end of the day. Success as an endeavor is manifested in two ways. First, it increases the people's capacity to achieve their life's aspirations, and second, it allowed to take responsibility to their personal decisions and choices. This, Mr. President, is how we apply democracy in our country, Brunei. We strongly sustained that peace and stability of a country must come from the community itself. We are living in the world of 21st century where the political order being affected by the country heritage. The natural order are mirrored by pollutions, and the social order are dominated by any kind of elements that encourage hatred of religions, race, and nations. All of this finally creates a silhouette in human life that will never be removed if the government only prioritizes its own interests. This is the measure of why our country believes that we need to consider our society the most, because that is the main duty of the government itself. Mr. President, our regional association, ASEAN, has 10 members and 10 very different systems of government. This is the result of many things. There is history and geography influences, of course, events and forces from the outside itself. Structure of our societies, and most importantly, there are our customs, faiths, and traditions. All this, of course, have been well explained by historians, political scientists, and economists. But at the end of it all, one simple fact remains us all. We are what history has made us. Together in its association, in such a privilege for a country and another member of Southeast Asia, the fact that shape of our democracy is dependent and will depend on the posture of stability of our neighbor is the main reason of why our regional association is very important to us. It is central to our efforts in promoting peace and stability itself. Then we guess this is the right reason for us to raise our level in the regional integration, which we never thought possible 20 years ago. Since that, in the purpose of balancing democracy and stability, every government need to work closely and in partnership with one another. We sustain that it is good to create more cooperations and more relations in between countries in South Asia. By contributing ourselves in other national stability, it means that we are already contribute ourselves in creating a conducive situation, which this is also create same which also the same with creating peace. Get into the conclusions. We believe that support for democracy involves long-term process and supposed to be guided by each country from the within and the outside. By applying a right democracy, a country will also create stability and peace in their own way, which also will affect the neighbor stability and peace. If all countries can contribute themselves in solving each other's problems, then peace is not a hard thing to pursue. We believe this can be created through creating a perfect and also complete democracy. This is why the Bali Democracy Forum itself exists in the very first place. Those are thoughts in Brunei, Mr. President. Thanks in large part to President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, we're confident that democracy in Asia will strive in the future, providing benefits for all the citizens of these regions. Therefore, on behalf of Brunei, we're very proud to propose. Thank you.